Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and today I am making a Cornucopia. If I had a huge horn, why would I want fruits and vegetables to spill out of it? I would want cakes and cookies and brownies and candy and marshmallows. That's what I would want. To make this cake, I used 14 pounds of my ultimate vanilla cake batter, dyed yellow, pink, purple, and blue in the most beautiful unicorn colors. I've removed all 8 cakes from their pans, leveled them, and cut the caramelization away from the bottom. To see the exact colors I used and how I divided my batter into pans, head to howtocakeit.com. I removed the caramelization from the sides of all of my cakes, and then I cut 2 of my 4-inch cakes down, one to be 3 inches round and one to be 2 inches round. I did this because I don't have a 3-inch or a 2-inch cake pan. Now I'm going to round the top and bottom edges of all of my cakes using a small serrated knife, and for the tiniest cake, I'm actually going to carve it into more of a point. Yes, I got cake. And if you want this sweatshirt as well, head to howtocakeit.com. So Squeeze-A-Lot and I simple syruped all 8 of our beautiful unicorn rainbow colored cakes. You can get your own Sir Squeeze-A-Lot in one of my newly launched How to Cake It kits. Check them out at howtocakeit.com. I thought it would be great to put some of my favorite tools together in one kit that you can buy. It's now time to crumb coat and chill all of these cakes.
What's the unicorn crumb coat and chill dance, yo?
Oh. I use my Italian meringue buttercream and one of my small spatulas to crumb coat these cakes and really lock down the crumbs before chilling them.
I like that.
Yeah. It's time to ice these cakes. Since this is such a magical cake, I used my invention again, which is a piece of acetate. I used this invention to give me smooth, rounded edges along the sides of the cake. I used this same technique on my giant mint chocolate chip cupcake, and I was in love with it. I'm so glad I got to use it again. If you'd like to see my giant mint chocolate chip cupcake, there's a link right over here. It's finally time for fondant. I've dyed all of my fondant to match my cakes, yellow, pink, purple, and blue. Working color by color, I roll out a band of fondant. I pick up my bands of fondant and wrap them around my cakes, trimming them at the seam where the fondant overlaps. Then I used a small straight spatula to help tuck the fondant underneath the curve of each cake, and I trim away the excess fondant from the top with a sharp paring knife. I only need to cover around the sides of all my cakes because they will be stood up and sandwiched together. If you want to bake with me live and in real time from the comfort of your kitchen, Camp Cake is back. We are doing a holiday edition on December 10th. Thank you so much to everyone who has signed up. I can't believe how many of us will be baking together. If you haven't signed up yet, you can do so at howtocakeit.com. Don't forget that when you do, you get my holiday baking hacks ebook completely free. I will see you there. I'm gonna assemble my Cornucopia cake upright to start, using some buttercream as glue between all of the layers. You don't need boards and dowels in this cake because we are going to turn it on its side very shortly. Yellow, pink, purple, blue. Yellow, pink, purple, blue. Yeah, that's what I did, right? I need to cut off just a smidge of cake from the entire side so that it sits flat.
So you're cutting off part of the unicorn horn is what you're saying, Yolanda. That's great.
You haven't even addressed that I ripped it off its head in the first place. When you rip off a unicorn's horn, it's filled with cupcakes, brownies, cookies, marshmallows, candy. Here's the most amazing part. Their horns just grow back immediately.
Oh, perfect.
See?
That's great.
See how I fixed this? Do you feel better now? Okay, yes. Good. In fact, if you tear off a unicorn's horn, it kisses you.
What?
It does. I think we have footage. Orhan? Orhan's like, I'm gonna place my cake in the fridge to chill while I make some details. Using yellow fondant, I roll out 8 tubes that I will use to hide the seams between all of my cakes. I take a handful of yellow fondant and add some CMC just to stiffen it slightly so I can make of my Cornucopia. Now it's time to paint all of these yellow tubes gold, because unicorns are magical.
Thank you.
You're not a unicorn. I mixed some gold luster dust with clear food grade alcohol and used a paintbrush to paint along the lengths of all 8 tubes. I let them dry just slightly enough so that when I touch them I don't peel off all of the paint, and then I wrapped them around the cakes in between each color and trimmed them to fit underneath the horn. Finally, I added my yellow point, finishing off the Cornucopia. Now I'm gonna make a golden braid, which is actually what keeps a unicorn's horn attached to its head.
Oh.
Yeah, that detail is often overlooked. To make this braid, I once again roll out tubes of my yellow fondant, 3 tubes to be exact, and then I place them side by side and one on top and twist it to look like a braid. I painted the braid using my same gold paint as I did on the tubes, and I added it to the front of the cake all around the opening. For other fun How to Cake It Thanksgiving ideas, check out my Thanksgiving playlist. You will see cakes like my roasted turkey. That's my favorite cake.
Well, I don't
That's
know.
all
This one's pretty.
Of course it's your favorite cake, the Cornucopia. Here's another interesting fact about unicorns. The inside of their horns are made of rock candy and candy beads.
Amazing.
I know. Somebody add this to Wikipedia right now. All I did was chop some rock candy and stick it right to the surface of my cake, which is iced in buttercream. And then I added some candy beads in between to fill in any gaps. To finish, I sprinkled on some hot pink sanding sugar, also found in a unicorn's horn. That is the source, in fact, of hot pink sanding sugar.
No.
Wikipedia, Jocelyn. Now for all of the delicious treats that spill out of a unicorn's horn and make it a Cornucopia. I made some of my favorite chocolate chip cookies, my chocolate fudgy brownies, my chocolate gems that I used in my Mother's Day box of chocolates cake, mini cupcakes using the same colorful batter I used in the cakes, and then decorated them with beautiful sprinkles and a gumball on top. And of course, chocolate coins and marshmallows and candy and jelly beans and little stars, because it's magical. Links for the recipes for all of these delicious goodies are in the description below, or you can always go to howtocakeit.com. And while you're there, make sure to pick up this Got Cake sweatshirt. We don't have any more unicorn headbands.
I've bought them
This
all.
one is Jocelyn's. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. There's a link in the description below. And don't forget to head to howtocakeit.com and sign up to bake with me at Camp Cake on December 10th. I have to show you my inspiration for this cake. I ripped it out of my son's coloring book. Don't worry, I'll put it back. No unicorns were harmed, and my son will color this. Everything's gonna be fine. And Jocelyn will get her headband.